I wanted to make sure that I did a video on my lunch day walk. Let me set my watch. Make sure I set my watch, people. This could be a long one. Pause. No diddy. 1 second, y'all. We put this walk on real fast. Because, yeah, this might be a good discussion. Something that us Cowboy fans need to go over. Do I got my watch set? Yep, we good to go. All right, man. So, it's been reported, and I'm actually happy it's been reported right now, that Mike McCarthy is out as the Dallas Cowboys head coach. They couldn't come to an agreement. So from what I've been hearing is that the Cowboys tried to go to Mike McCarthy with another 1-year deal. And, from that point, talks had ceased. And Mike McCarthy is out as the Cowboys head coach. And the way that I feel about it is I'm a little bit indifferent. But here's the thing about it. Whoever the next coach is, because I see you, Sugar Daddy One. I see you. Whoever the next coach is, they're gonna have to come correct. They're gonna have to come with the bag. I don't know who's next. But what I would I like these guys to actually go through an interview process where they actually have a bunch of candidates and they sit down and they actually do some damn work. The reason that I like this is it makes them not comfortable. Doesn't matter if they handpick their coach or not. We're not comfortable for the first time in a while. We're not comfortable. The front office can't be comfortable right now because things didn't go the way that they wanted them to go. So I got firsthand knowledge that the person that they wanted was Vrabel. But see, when you sit on your ass and you sit on your hands and you think everybody is at your beck and call, things like that happen. New England said, yeah, nah, we ain't gonna wait. Jaguar said, yeah, nah, we ain't gonna wait. Bears said, yeah, nah, we ain't gonna wait. We know we ain't messing. Raiders said, we ain't gonna wait. All these teams, these bad teams that are watching these teams right now, like Washington turned around in 1 year. The Chargers turned around in 1 year. The thing about it is, you got to get the good candidates. You got to have the candidates. You got to go through multiple candidates. And you see, just hire the best guy. That's how my process would be. Let's hire the best guy. Let's hire the best coach. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I think that the pool is looking good for some good defensive coaches. Darnell Lamar said John Gruden. Hell no. Hell no. We just went through Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy's a better coach than John Gruden. And they run the same things. You look at their track records. John Gruden, even when he came back with the Raiders, I mean, they weren't any better off when he came back. So just because John Gruden says spider Y2 banana and draws that stuff up on the whiteboard, people think that he can coach men today. Nah, he needs to stay his ass in Barstool. Ooh. All right, y'all, I'm walking on some ice right now. I hope I don't bust my ass, because that's gonna be a YouTube clip. But yeah, hell no. What I want a coach candidate that got something to lose. I want a coach's candidate that had to get it out the mud. I want a coach's candidate that's been sitting in the shadows. Maybe one day they were a film person. Next year they were a tight end coach. Next year they was a line coach. Then next year they had to go back to college or something like that. I want somebody that had to fight, had to scratch, had to claw, because those are the type of men you're going to have to lead. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to know how to lead different men, not just the players, but the coaches as well. So, in today's NFL, you're starting to see, trees. Andy Reid's tree, the Shanahan tree. Preferably, I like a coach that knows how to run the ball, that knows how to adjust and run the football. Preferably. Now, if we can't get that offensive coach, which my number one guy would be Ben Johnson, because I think Ben Johnson would also hire a defensive coordinator, and hopefully, maybe we can still build on what Zim is doing. Maybe, but I would want it to be my coach's idea to keep Zim. If he has a defensive coach in mind and has an idea, or I'd like my head coach to have some say-so in how they build their team. We have to learn from our mistakes. Dallas Cowboys hard hitter said they need a young coach. I agree. And I forget the coach at Notre Dame, because Foots talked about him. But shoot, got them young boys playing for him. Hell, Keystone said even the Giants ain't wait. I mean, the Giants, yeah, they didn't. They decided that they was going to stay pat with their coach. The thing about it is, man, you gotta decide on something. You got to be decisive, and then you got to move forward with your plan. Dallas just be sitting on their hands waiting for everybody else to make their decisions, and then they just be like, well, this is what we planned all along. It's that lazy stuff, bruh. And we pouring a lot of money, a lot of energy, a lot of analytics, a lot of research into that. I told myself today, why try and find solutions for people who don't want the solutions? They know all the answers. They have all the answers. By the way, man, hit that like button if y'all can, man. Hit that like button. Let everybody know we live and we discussing. And, I think that this is going to rejuvenate the fan base a little bit. Because like I said, man, we had gotten comfortable. And the thing that we all feared as fans was this team getting comfortable. And then you look at Washington, you look at Philadelphia, and you watch those guys advance, and what I'm saying, that don't sit well with me. I personally, I didn't sleep well last night. I didn't sleep well because it had me ponder and say, man, we a lot further away than we thought. Now it's like DMV, you know what I'm saying? You're a father. You got family and all that stuff. Like, why you ain't sleep as well? The reason that I didn't sleep as well is because I do, sometimes I get woken up out of my sleep about draft prospects and stuff like that, and the direction that I want to go with the channel, and the type of research. Like, a lot of that stuff takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to put all that stuff together. It takes a lot of man hours to put all those things together. And in my mind, I was just trying to search for ideas because I don't know which way we could go. If Mike McCarthy was going to return, you could say like, okay, guys will get healthy, but I think even with guys not being healthy, it just showed that we didn't build the team properly. We didn't build the team like we should have. And there were just so many holes, and it's like, where do you start? With Mike being gone, you got the opportunity to kind of start from scratch and not have the expectations of being good. With Mike McCarthy there being a Super Bowl head coach and winning 12 games 3 years in a row and then faltering this year, how do you sell a fan base that you're trying to get better, that you're trying to win a championship? At that point, I think keeping him would have sent a message that you're okay with how things are, and you just kind of want to hit your head against the brick wall and keep doing that. And I know we're tired of it, man. At this point, we're putting our foot down. What's up, Sadiqa? My God, Daniel Hernandez. I can't put the prayer hands up because I'm holding the phone right now. I probably need to get some type of device where I'm walking and I ain't got to, hold this damn phone. It's cold as I don't know what out here, man. Y'all can see all the snow, and it's cold out here in the DMV. You got to be different to be here. You got to be different. I'm going to tell you why. It's not the coldest here. I mean, it gets cold here, but you got to be ready for it to be 80 degrees next week. Watch next week be like 70 degrees. Like, what the hell? Like, it was just snowing. Yeah, you got to be ready here. Kurum says Jerry could have done this a week ago. Absolutely. Could have, but again, here's the thing though. It's a lot earlier in the process this time than normally in how we wait. So I'm okay with it being this early because now they can get to work and figure out who the next damn coach is going to be. Now we can get to work and figure out who the next damn coach is going to be. And, you know what I'm saying? I know that my guy Skywalker's still going to be on it. I know he going to be on it. Yeah. I know my guy Law Nation going to be on it. They gonna bring up these candidates that we should look at. Now, what we need to be pushing as a fan base is for everybody to have a fair opportunity. For this to be a fair opportunity and for them not to slice off the top and pick who they want. Don't pick the yes men. Don't pick the yes man that y'all have out there. And we know who we talking about. We talking about Kellen Moore. We talking about Kellen. My thing is, if you open up the field, right? There might be a coach out there that might be able to sell you on some things that you didn't think was possible with the roster that you have right now and with your platform. There might be somebody that can wow your socks off. There might be somebody who's been waiting for this opportunity their whole life. It's been waiting on this opportunity their whole life. So I'm excited, man. I'm really excited. Really excited about what that means for our future, man. I just am. Because we were looking at really just a dead end. We really were with Mike McCarthy coming back. Like, I mean, I don't know which way you would have gone. The league has changed and we're behind now. And it happened so quick. I mean, just think, last year we won 12 games. And we had a home field playoff game. And we got smoked. This year, we're sitting here watching Washington win a playoff game. Where Washington hadn't won a playoff game in their last 5 attempts. Washington hadn't won a playoff game. I want to say, was their last playoff win Sean Taylor's that scoop and score? I want to say that I think that was their last playoff win. That's crazy to think about. Crazy to think about. So the league passed us that quick. And all it took was Washington getting our old defensive coordinator, you know what I'm saying, actually spending some money, using draft capital. You know, who thought, man, maybe you could, you know, just infuse your team with a little bit of money and maybe things could turn around. And Washington is not only young, but they got their quarterback of the future. And that scares the hell out of me. It really does. Because, see, most of the time you're looking for flaws. And what I will say is you got to keep Zim around because Zim did kind of figure him out a little bit. Zim knows how to slow up Jaden Daniels. That's the one thing you can say. I can't say that about a lot of other defensive coordinators out there. And you also can't guarantee that next year Jaden won't get better. But one thing I can tell you is the 2 times we played him, we slowed him down. But outside of that, Youngin is fearless. Youngin is fearless. Youngin can use his legs. There's not a throw he can't make. And most importantly, in those moments, those clutch moments, Youngin is not afraid, bro. And I don't know what you got to do to rattle him. Even against us in that first game, they probably should have won that game with what he did at the end. He's never out of a game. And I knew yesterday when they got the ball back with 4 minutes, when Tampa had to kick that field goal, I knew Washington was going to win. I mean, you can check my tweets. You can check my tweets if you don't believe me. I knew they were going to win because Youngin is different. And quite frankly, bro, that's something we don't have. We don't have that. We got to build something different. It has to look different. Because, and I say this, and this ain't no knock at Dak, but some people just special and some people ain't. I don't think Dak is special. I think Dak is good. I think he's a very good player. But them pressure situations, he don't always want them pressure situations. Let's keep it a buck. So what do you got to do? You got to build that team to help him in those pressure situations. Dak is not the most mobile anymore. Dak don't take hits the same way anymore. He's getting older. He became the old guy real quick in the division. And that's okay, though. Because team building isn't cookie cutter. Just because Dak can't run the same, just because Dak, you know what I'm saying, can't take hits and stuff the same, it don't mean that you can't build a team, and it don't mean that you can't win. It don't mean that you can't, you know what I'm saying, it don't mean that you can't win with them. You can win with them. But that just means you gotta get some young whippersnappers. You gotta get some young whippersnappers around them. I smell gas out here. Let me get away from that damn house. Get away from that house over there. I don't know. Man, it's a gas leak or something, bro. Crazy. And then now I'm about to walk on some damn ice. Y'all pray for me. Y'all pray. But yeah, knowing that about Dak, we gotta get some young whippersnappers that can, that are a threat. You gotta make it easy on them. And I think you start with the running back spot. I think more than anything, you saw a lot of running backs this weekend prove that the position is alive and well. And I think that you shouldn't even play around with it. I mean, if you got your guy, go ahead and get him in the draft, dog. That's where I'm at, and I don't think I'm moving off that. I don't think I'm moving off that. I think that at one point you could have talked me to receiver. You could have said, hey, receiver at 12. I mean, I'm okay with a pass rusher or, you know what I'm saying, a really good defensive player, a difference maker on defense. I'm okay with that because then that means, we're going to play defense and we're going to run the football. And I'm okay with the defensive coach coming in here because I think that defensive coaches, they just want to win. They don't care what it look like. They don't care what it look like. And they're going to protect their defense because that's what they have pride in. The best way to protect the defense on the offensive side of the ball is two things. You run the ball and you score points. And what do you do? And so what does that mean for me? That means I got to get a running back that can score a lot of touchdowns. That means if I'm inside the 5, that running back can score inside the 5. That means that running back can, from 20 to 20, at any point, he can score. He can score the rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that that's the way to go about it. That's the way to approach it. We got to get us a dynamic running back. I don't care at this point. I don't care what color graphs and all these fancy analytics want to tell you. One common denominator is that teams are running the football. As you can see, weather and conditions, like, it's changing all over the place. Look at Philadelphia. Look at that game yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Guys started off that game dropping the ball for Green Bay, even though Green Bay has a top running back. And that running back showed out yesterday. He was the reason that they still was in the game. Was not because of their quarterback. That quarterback that carved our ass up last year. Was not because of him. They were in that game because of Josh Jacobs. So that's what we gotta. That's the way to go about it. All right, let me look at some of these comments. Drew said DMV Dallas is going to struggle for the next 2 to 3 years. New coaches, new coordinators, new problems. That ain't true. Washington ain't struggle. The Chargers ain't struggle. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta do it the right way. You gotta build it the right way. There's a possibility because there's still some good players on this team. You know what I'm saying? We still got a good core. We just gotta keep, you know what I'm saying, the type of players that they didn't want to draft in the past. We gotta get animals in here. We gotta get animals. We gotta get tough guys. We gotta get tough. I think we have some tough guys. I believe so. Like, I'm just gonna say certified MFers. If you know me in real life, you know what I'm saying. You gotta get some certified folks. Certified. Drew said Kellen Moore's coming, especially if we win the Super Bowl. Can't wait. Man, I hope not. I hope y'all keep Kellen Moore. Y'all can keep him over there. David Johnson said, go get Genty. Yeah, that's where I'm leading, man. That's where I'm leading. That's exactly where I'm leading. And the young boy want to come here. He want to go to Dallas. He don't want to come here. Not the DMV. Nah, stay your ass away from the fucking Commanders. Stay your ass away. Nope. Aaron Jones says Cowboys are looking for a new head coach. Hell, your name is Aaron Jones. I'll take Aaron Jones here with another young stud. Whatever it is, man, listen, this team, This draft pick, we got to get us we got to get one of the ones. We got to get one of the ones. James Coleman said, when y'all going to blame the sorry-ass players who don't perform? I think we do a good job of that. I think for the most part, we were blaming players for a long time until you can kind of look and see, all right, where our coaching staff was one of the cheapest coaching staffs around the league. You know, we talk about that all the time. So you get what you pay for. And then it's just like, you look at the type of players we are getting. We get a lot of projects. And after a while, when you get a lot of projects, you're going to get results that kind of vary a little bit. $18.59 said every team needs that good H-back gut. Absolutely. For sure. And you need to be able to adjust. Whole bunch of different philosophies and stuff out there now. Whole bunch of, if you guys follow Coach Dan Casey, you can see that teams have gotten really, really creative at running the football with old principles. A lot of old principles. It have never really gone away, but how you align, you know, based on your formations and stuff, you can really put yourself at an advantage. And if you add the RPO to it too, or got a guy that is an RPO quarterback, like Jaden Daniels, last night really it gave Tampa Bay fits. Now, Tampa Bay did do a good job, I think, for the most part, and I do think the defense played well enough to win that game. But, I mean, at the end of the day, when you got a guy who can make plays with his legs, who's not afraid, and you keep giving them chances, that's what happened in the game last night. Tampa had an opportunity to really put a foot on Washington's throat, and Baker Mayfield really choked. And if you think about it, I mean, you know, Baker and Dak, I mean, I think Dak is clearly better, but some of the plays that Baker was making reminded me of some plays that Dak be making in the playoffs when we put too much on his plate. And I think that it might have been too much on Baker's plate last night for some reason. I think as the game got close, and the game was close, you know, like last year when they beat Philly, it was cool because Philly was down. Philly was no threat to really score. And there was no real back and forth. They just kind of dominated. Then when they played, I think it was the Lions, you know what I'm saying, Baker kept making mistakes. Jaden didn't make mistakes yesterday. He pretty much stayed level-headed. I was impressed. I was impressed by the rookie in his first playoff performance. How he stayed steady, how he didn't force, you know what I'm saying, bad plays. He stuck to his guns. He stuck with, you know, allowing his guys to make plays. Like if he had Scary Terry one-on-one, he was going to give Scary Terry an opportunity to catch the ball where the defender couldn't catch the ball. So, and yeah, their run game wasn't like, you know, it's not like they could hand the ball off and get whatever they needed, but, you know, it's not just like the running back position isn't just about handing the ball off. Like what you're finding out in this playoff football is that checkdowns are important because instead of maybe 2nd and 10, maybe you got 2nd and 6 or 2nd and 4. And every possession in the playoffs matters. Every possession. And the teams that make the most mistakes, are probably going to lose. So, yeah, JC said y'all getting Ben Johnson. I hope so. Throw the bag at that young man. Because we missed out on the opportunity to, you know, keep McCarthy or come correct. Now just go correct with the top candidate. Just be correct. You know what I'm saying? Like, you already kind of knew what you were getting out of McCarthy, so you felt like you could lowball him. You felt like he needed to be here. And McCarthy's telling you, nah, I don't need to be here. I got people that want me over here. So you can't fix this process. I hope they don't fix this process. And what I mean by fix this process, I mean have the guy that they want and only interview like 2 candidates. I think you just gotta look. I think you gotta look around, see who the best candidates are, and you gotta interview, and you gotta see exactly what it is that you want, because I don't think that Dallas knows what they want. I don't think they know what they want. Maybe a coach can come in, interview, lay out some things. Maybe you can figure out, maybe you can get some ideas from those coaches interviewing too. Because right now, a lot of what was happening in Dallas, a lot of it has been the same. We got to change it up. You got to change it up for the results that you want. You know, for those that work out, fitness people, you can't really stick with the same routine all the time and expect to get different results. Eventually, you're going to hit a wall. And that's where I think we are. That's where I think we are, or that's where I think we were. So let's use this as an opportunity to get the guy in here that we want. Let's use this as the opportunity to get the guy that we want. But yeah, y'all, I got to get off of here because I got a meeting. Appreciate y'all. We got cover 3 tonight. I think we are going 8 Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. So make sure you tune in to me, Tuck, Rome. And we got a lot to talk about now. Like, we weren't expecting this news. So, you know, chill out with us. Come, you know what I'm saying? Come by, grab a snack, grab a drink, and listen to some real Cowboys talk tonight with three of the best. You know what I'm saying? The 3 amigos. Come check us out, y'all. Well, I'm out. Peace.